What is up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So this is the start of a new series that I will be doing. I've had this planned for a while now, for a few weeks, and I'm really excited to get into this. Basically, the point of the series is I will be reviewing every single MCU movie up until probably the release of Captain Marvel. If not Captain Marvel, then Avengers 4. If there's one thing I love, it's movies. Literally, movies are my life. I love movies to death. And if there's another thing I love, it's Marvel. And so, when you put the two together, you get Marvel movies, which I love, and that's the entire point of the series. I love talking about Marvel. I'm literally like the biggest Marvel nerd ever. Look at this. I got this Infinity War poster recently, and it's amazing, and I'm very proud of it, and I don't care who knows it. But yeah, so basically, I'm going to be trying to do these very often, and obviously starting off with Iron Man. There is one movie I will not be reviewing, and that is The Incredible Hulk, mostly just because I don't really consider it part of the MCU. I don't think it's a bad movie, I don't really consider it part of the MCU, because it's just like, it's its own thing. Yeah, so we're going to be starting off with Iron Man, and I literally just finished watching Iron Man maybe 20 minutes ago. This is a fantastic standalone movie. This movie does what a lot of other first movies in like a universe don't do. This movie does not try to set up a universe until the very end, until the after credit scene when Nick Fury shows up. That's the only mention of anything beyond Iron Man. This entire movie focuses on Tony Stark and Iron Man, and it's very good. The movie flows really well. Every single time I watch this, I always notice it's like it just zips right by. You know, like you don't notice it. First of all, I just want to say Robert Downey Jr. and Gwyneth Paltrow, and their chemistry is amazing. Like, that's one thing I noticed, especially this time around. That's one of the few romances in the MCU that really works for me, because one thing that the MCU does a lot is they have these romances where I'm just like, I don't buy it. But this works. I don't know. There's something about their chemistry. Maybe they've worked together before. I personally don't know. It seems like they have. They seem very comfortable around each other. I don't know. It just really worked for me, and I thought they were great characters. Tony Stark obviously is an amazing character. What do I even need to say about him? I love how at the beginning of the movie, you know, he's a douchebag. He's not a great guy, and after getting kidnapped and having to go through all that, and then he like becomes a new person, and I just think the evolution of Iron Man is seriously like, Iron Man is like the hero of the 2010s, man. If anybody would like look back to the 2010s and be like, who was the icon of the 2010s, I would say it's Iron Man, dude. He is such a fantastic character. Like, his motivation is so clear. His Robert Downey Jr. just kills it as Iron Man. Just kills it. And the scene when he first puts the suit on after he makes it in the cave, that's seriously like the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, that was so freaking cool. It's like, I love it. I love the entire like 15 minutes from the point when he's like making the suit to the point when he escapes the cave and then flies up in the air. That's so good. And when he's talking to Yusuf, his friend who he met in the cave, that's just such a good scene. Like,
Don't waste it. Don't waste your life.
that line that Yusuf gives to Tony when he dies is so good, because if you notice, he's kept that like in the back of his mind ever since 2008. 10 years later, he's still, you know, he still has that same value that he did back in 2008. I just think it's so amazing how the continuity of Iron Man has been so good throughout all these years. It's really amazing. So the villain Obadiah, who at first is not the villain, he does become the villain about halfway through, about a third of the way through. He's played by the amazing Jeff Bridges. His chemistry with Robert Downey Jr. is amazing. Obviously, they work really well together. I actually watched a video a while ago. Apparently, the production behind this movie was so rough, they didn't really know what they were doing. So Jeff and Robert would literally just like the day of, they would find out their lines and they would practice them. Like, they were very rushed on this movie, and you can't tell. Like, it's so good, you can't tell that they rushed it. And also the scene when he takes out the arc reactor from Tony's chest, That's terrifying. That is a legitimately horrifying scene. Like, if I experienced that, I'd be terrified. Rhodey's fine in this movie. It's just the whole continuity thing. My biggest gripe with movie franchises is when they change actors, just because, like, it completely takes me out of it. Completely, like, takes me out of the immersion, because I just keep thinking, like, I love Don Cheadle, and I love the guy who played him in this movie. I completely forgot his name, I'm sorry. But, like, it's just the continuity. I can't look at him and think that's Rhodey. I look at Don Cheadle and think that's Rhodey. Also, the soundtrack in this movie, it fits his character so well. The Rock. I love the Rock that they use for this movie. It's just, and whenever I hear AC/DC now, literally all I think of is Iron Man. I don't know if that's just me, but when I hear AC/DC, I think of Iron Man. Guys, I don't really have a whole lot to say about this movie. Obviously, once we go on and we get into the bigger movies, I'll have a lot more to say. I'll have guests on. It's going to be a really fun time. This is going to be less of like a formal review and more of just me just talking about Marvel and kind of my thoughts on the movies. Because I'm not a reviewer, but I somewhat know what I'm talking about. Yeah, guys, I love this movie. Iron Man's awesome. I give it a... I think I'll give it a 10 out of 10. You know, I don't really have any genuine gripes about it. Yeah, guys, I think Jon Favreau did a very good job directing this movie. I thought it flowed super well. Like, seriously, I remember at one point I kind of checked. I was like, how long is this movie? How long am I, or how far am I in this movie? I was almost at the end, and I was like, what? Okay, it felt like I was watching for 30 minutes, but no, I was watching for a full hour and a half. But, yeah, guys, I love this movie. Very good first movie, very good standalone movie. It's fantastic, guys. I can't wait to talk about more. Guys, drop your thoughts down below. You know, if you want to possibly be in one of these episodes, go ahead and put that in the comments. But, yeah, guys, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, do all the amazing stuff, and I'll see you guys in the future.